to authorize the BPW to accept a state revolving fund loan in the amount of $2 million for the funding of the purchase of their portion of the purchase of Jones Farm. You may recall that this was an opportunity that came to them and also the city during the time of our acquisition of the Jones Farm. And this is a loan that has now been approved by the state at the interest rate of 2% for 20 years. And the BPW has taken action to accept this. It is now by charter, we have to approve their acceptance of a loan. And so we are here for that. I believe that this will be an asset to them. They've looked at it carefully. I know we're considering a similar proposal. And I think they've decided that this would be a good investment, a good way to address the capital outlay that was necessary to acquire the Jones Farm. I would open up for comment here from members of council, if there are any.
I just had a question that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well, is this a question around the waiver of the terms and conditions? I know that the company I work for has terms and conditions, and if you want to deal with bigger companies or government entities, sometimes you do have to waive your own terms and conditions. And is that the case here?
We are required.
Is that why that's the?
No, we're required to approve their borrowing of monies. So I don't think we're waiving any terms and conditions by approving this.
Actually, on their agreement, it says
Right.
that they are waiving any terms and conditions.
Yeah, I think that's pro forma that
I didn't take that
for the state.
anything. Yeah.
What do they mean by that?
So
It's an odd phrase, and it's an odd thing to say.
so Darren does not appear to be in the attendees.
No, Tom's here, but
Yeah, Tom's
Darren.
here. Darren provided the language to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe this is
I'm-
my copy.
And I'm referring to the PDF, which just says the foregoing terms and conditions are hereby acknowledged.
I
Then
think the
there's
terms
nothing,
and conditions
there's nothing attached. That's the only thing I'd wonder is, I mean, I assume that BPW's,
I think the BPW is just accepting the terms and conditions that were given to them by the state revolving fund.
Okay.
Loan committee. That's, I think, is all they're doing.
I believe this is the same, and Tom, you should be able to speak.
Yeah,
I think this is the same resolution that they did formatted for council.
correct. We had discussed this when we had gotten them, and I think as Anne Marie correctly stated, that if you want a state revolving loan,
Right.
you accept the state's terms and conditions.
Right.
Kind of what you said, Andrew, the bigger dog gets to choose. And so we, BPW, have our standard terms that we use for others, but we don't get to use them with the state.
okay.
I think that's all that is just you're accepting whatever the state terms are.
I
That's
do
all-
have a couple of other questions.
Yes, Rob.
I don't quite understand what the letter means or the resolution means by the Board of Public Works desires to reimburse itself for its portion of the purchase costs. This wouldn't really be a reimbursement. This would be a loan to finance it. I suppose that's simply semantic peculiarity of the
I think it is semantics, Rob. I think it is semantics. They've already expended the $2 million for the acquisition.
So it's not really going to be reimbursing itself. It's out the money,
I beg your
and
pardon.
it's going to continue to be.
Now,
It is.
if I can-
It's not really reimbursing itself.
If I can clarify,
Thanks.
in order to consummate the deal, BPW liquidated $2 million from our reserve account. And so this loan is going to go to replenish the reserve account. And
Right.
that's why the language says reimburse.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Then I have a few clerical things just on the resolution itself. I haven't had a chance to before, so let me run through them quickly. The third line of the resolution, the second to last word is plan. I think it's excess. I don't think it belongs there. The I don't know, Anne Marie, are you taking notes on this? Or
I hadn't planned to, but I'm getting ready to start marking up the resolution.
okay, that would be great. Because I've got it in Word and I can send it to you.
Okay,
The fourth whereas clause says say again.
Yeah, if you can send it to me, that'll help, but I'm going through it
Okay.
as well.
All right, the fourth whereas clause says pursuant to the 4.14, et cetera. It should be pursuant to section 4.14, et cetera.
Yeah, that's,
And finally, the now therefore clause, there's the word resolved is missing an L. So it'll just be a little bit prettier with those changes made. That's all I had.
What was the first one that you said, Rob?
The third line of the title, the second to last word is plan, and it doesn't belong, I don't think.
Oh. Okay.
It should just be,
Oh, right. Authorizing the Board of Public Works to borrow. Got it. Okay.
with those, I'm fine. Mayor, thank you.
thank you. Appreciate your review. Okay,
I have a question, please.
yes, Tim.
Is it 2% interest rate, fixed rate for the
Yes,
term of the loan?
yes.
It is, okay. Okay, I thought that was kind of curious. That wasn't stipulated as I read that. I read that fairly quickly, but I thought that was curious. It wasn't stipulated. And is there any penalty for prepayment?
I don't believe it's specified at all in the contract.
Tom Panetta, can you answer that question?
To the best of my recollection on other loans we've gotten, there is no prepayment, but I would have to go back and check that. But this is a state revolving loan, so, and it's at a very good interest rate.
Right.
So I can't make a definitive statement on that right now.
Thank you. I have nothing else.
Okay. Bonnie, do you have anything? Okay. Andrew, you have anything?
Nope.
Okay, with the edits that Rob mentioned, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Rob. Is there a second? Tim, are you seconding?
Yeah.
Thank you. A motion and a second to approve this. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Is there anything else to bring forward here this evening?
Nope.
Hearing nothing, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Tim. Rob, second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank
Aye.
you very much. Have a great evening.
Okay.
Good night. Thank you.